Hey, what's up?
I'm here and ready to assist. How can I help you today?
Who are you?
I'm Sam AI, a voice AI assistant created by Papeso. I'm here to help you with various tasks, answer questions, and provide information. How can I assist you today?
And who created you?
I was created by an AI company named Papeso. They designed me to be a helpful and responsive voice assistant.
Okay, wait.
How can I help you today?
What are the languages do you speak?
I can communicate in many languages, including English, Spanish, French, German,
Okay,
Chinese,
stop.
and
Stop
more.
enough.
If you have,
¿Tú hablas español?
all right. Sí, hablo español. ¿En qué puedo ayudarte hoy?
Let's build a multilingual real-time AI voice assistant using Livekit, Python, and JavaScript. Here on my screen, I have Livekit. This is a platform that we are leveraging to make this real-time AI voice assistant along with OpenAI. So you can check out their website, and I'll straight up open the documentation right over here. And you can go through all the documentation. What we need for the quick start is this voice AI quick start. Once you open this, you can go through everything. There's two types of models they have. The usual flow is STT to LLM to TTS, which is speech to text, then large language model. Then all your output goes to text to speech. And the next one is real-time model, which has been recently introduced by OpenAI. We are going to be using this real-time model. Even though this is expensive, this has multilingual capabilities. So let's see, this is the code for our Python. These are the packages that we have to install. And these are supposed to be our environment files, environment variables. And this is the boilerplate code. We are simply going to use this. Now, let me dive into my IDE. I already have two of my directories over here, which is for Python backend and Next.js frontend. So I'm in my WinServe. Here I'll initiate a new Next.js project using npx create-next-app @ 14.2, which is stablemost version for me. I'll press enter and it will ask me something like, would you like to use TypeScript? I'll prompt for yes. ESLint, no. Tailwind CSS, yes, which will help us to do better styling. src directory, yes. App router, yes. No. And that should be it. Just expand this terminal a bit. Here our Next.js project is now initialized. Now let us move back to Python 1 and I'll just simply initiate a Python virtual environment. I'll use a package manager named UV. You can also do Python -m, VNV and VNV. But in case you are having UV, it's quite simple. So I'll use UV virtual environment -f in Python 3.11 version. And you also have to pass this parameter. What's the name of this virtual environment? And this has created this virtual environment. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to do just simply activation source vnv-bin activate. That's it. Now you can see this vnv means that I'm inside this virtual environment now. I'll clear up my terminal and look for the dependencies that I had. So here in the documentation, I had these dependencies. Now I'll have to install the required packages. For that, I'll use UV again, then usual pip install and the package names. I'll just simply copy them one by one. This one is Livekit agents. I'll go here, install. Then again, UV pip install python.env. That's it. Now I'll just simply create a file called agent.py and close this or collapse this terminal. And I'll copy this code that we had in the boilerplate. Simply paste this over here and you can see all this is auto imported, previously imported. Now I'll have to create a env file .env, which is supposed to hold our environment variables, and these are these four required environment variables. I'll paste it over here. And how can you find this environment variables values? You have to sign up to Livekit dashboard, and from this Livekit dashboard you have to go to settings, and in the API keys you would find this thing. Once you click on this, you would find this Livekit URL, which is supposed to be your WebSocket URL, then the Livekit API key and the Livekit API secret. Other than this, you would have to add this OpenAI API key. Now remember, you have to grab this OpenAI API key from your OpenAI dashboard, and I'll just simply do it off screen. I'm done with my API keys. Now let's see what are the next steps I'll just simply check out the Livekit documentation. We have to download the model files. So I'll simply copy this, which is Python, then your Python file name and the download files command. I'll copy this command and I'll go to my terminal. I'll clear everything up and I'll paste this command. This might take some time. So in the meantime, we'll set up our Next.js application, which is supposed to be our front end. I'll do npm run dev to see if this reflects in the front end or not. I'll copy this URL and here we go. I'll close this Livekit dashboard for now. And here, let's test it out. Yep, Next.js is working fine. So I'll just simply remove the boilerplate code that we have in this main page. And here itself, I'll try to implement this voice dashboard. I have removed this. Let's remove all the classes as well. And this should be a blank page. Now, before moving forward, let's just discuss how Livekit things work. So, for example, this is our Livekit's cloud. Let's take this Livekit cloud. So let's say this is an intermediary room. So we can call this a room that Livekit hosts, and you have your front end over here. Let's say this is your Next.js front end. And similarly, you have your backend, which is holding this Python backend, and back. This is having all your agents or AI logic and everything, right? So these are two users, two different users. This is the AI user. This is the regular user. So once you have your server, this AI agent can simply hop into this room using your API key and API secret, but this front end cannot simply just hop into this room. This is prohibited. Just to access this room, you have to hit another server, which is supposed to be a token, Livekit token or Livekit room token. So first you have to access this Livekit room token, which is created using this API secret. Then once you have got this token, using this token, you can now hop into this room. You can now converse back and forth with this AI agent that is built on top of Python. This is the high level overview of how Livekit provides this voice AI. Now let's get back to Python and see if this is done. Yes, this is done. Now let us build our front end first so we can test it out, or what we can do, we can just simply try it out with console using this Python agent.py and console command. Clear, just like this. Hey, what's up?
Hello. Hello. I'm here to help. What can I do for you today?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you clearly. Can you hear me?
I'll just try to toggle. Yes. See, using this control B command, we can just simply toggle between text and audio. Once I have simply put a text, this is returning me something, and this is quite fast. Before moving forward with the designing part, we are missing a point. We also need this token generation thing, which can be implemented in two ways. Either use Python or Node.js in order to generate this token, or we can leverage our Next.js. We already have this Next.js, and Next.js provides us API routes. So I'll create an API route, API slash generate hyphen token slash route.ts. Anything and everything ending with route.ts is considered an API route in Next.js. So here in the Next.js itself, we can generate the tokens. So what I'm going to do, in order to generate the token, we have to install a package for Livekit. For that, I'll do npm. First of all, I'll clear the terminal. I'll do npm I livekit server SDK. And you can check out their documentation on npm as well. I'll do npm livekit server SDK. And we would require this access token thing. Okay, so let's implement this. I'll simply import access token from livekit server SDK. And another thing that we need is UUID. So I'll do npm I UUID. And in the meantime, I'll do import v4 as UUID from UUID package. Cool. Now these are the two required things for now, and I'll create a simple get endpoint. So export function get, and it would have access to request, which would be type next request imported from next slash server, just like this. Now what we can do, we have to generate an access token. But the access token cannot be just simply random. We have to accept something from frontend, which would be acting as a unique identifier. This could be an UUID or some random numbers that will stay put throughout the session. Let's move forward. I'll simply add a try catch block over here, just in case if I face any problem. And for that constant thing, I'll simply name this user ID in order to recognize that specific user, and I'll grab it from the query. I'll construct a new URL from request.url, and let's first log this. What is this? Console log user ID. Now I'll simply do npm run dev. Yes, this is already running. So our endpoint would be API slash generate token. I'll open this up here. Localhost 3000 slash API slash generate hyphen token. Now, since I have not given this user ID, this will be null. Let's try it once. This should be null. Okay, no response returned since we have not returned something. So I'll return something next response imported from next server and .json file message working. Cool. Now what I'm going to do is again refresh this, and this time this should give us this working, but here we would be getting this URL and the user ID. Okay, we have only constructed URL, right? So this is the constructed URL, and now what I'm going to do, I'm going to attach this query params user ID equals to Sam. Now we should get it here. Yes, we have got this user ID equals to Sam. Now how to grab this Sam keyword? For that, what we can do, we can do search params dot get, and what's the key? It's user ID. Now let's check it out. We'll be simply returning this in the message. Instead of console log, we do not need this console log for now. Now let's see, refresh, and we are getting this. So now we are getting this unique identifier. Let's first create a room. For that, we need a room name. Room name would be UUID, and this would simply generate a universally unique ID. Then we need a room service. For that, we need a room client, and this would be new room service client that should be imported from the same package, which is Livekit server SDK. And remember, this is not for the access token. This is only for the creation of room. Now inside this, what we are going to do is Livekit host. And where is this Livekit host coming from? You remember in this Python, here in the env variables, this is supposed to be our Livekit host. This is the Livekit API secret and Livekit API key. I'll simply copy these three, same thing for the front end, and I'll create env.local and paste it. And I have to use this as my Livekit URL. So I'll use this key. Let's just simply define them here. Livekit host equals to process dot env dot livekit URL, and same goes for livekit secret equals to process dot env livekit secret, and const livekit API key API equals to process dot env livekit, what was the name? Livekit API key, and this was API underscore secret. Cool. Now we have to pass everything here. First one would be Livekit host, and if you are not sure that what are the parameters that it receives, I'll simply control click, and you would see it receives host API key and secret. Host, there we go. Then Livekit API, then Livekit secret. Cool. Three parameters it is receiving. And this is supposed to receive a string, not an string or undefined. For that, what we can do, we can simply put a check over here. If livekit host is not there, if no livekit host or livekit secret or livekit API, simply throw this error. Cool. What's the thing? Okay, the OR operator was supposed to be double one. So once we have put this check, now we can move forward with this. We have created this room client. Now let's create a room itself. So I'll do await room client dot create room and simply put a name which was previously defined. Here, name equals to room name. And in order to use this await, we obviously have to make this top level function async function. Asynchronous function, only asynchronous functions can be having await keywords inside them. Now it is suggesting some console errors. So I'll simply press tab to auto accept this. Now we have to generate this access token as well. I'll simply press tab to accept this. I'll obviously modify this. Let's let's move this access token generation to another function. So I'll create a function name create access token const create access token equals to async. This is supposed to be an async function, and inside that I'll do this access token generation. And what are the parameters that it takes? It takes user information which could be of type this. It would be having the identity which would be string, and then name. This is supposed to be optional, that then again string. And other than this, what else can we have? We can have the grant, which could be any, or we can make this an object. That's not necessary for now. Let's remove this thing. And the parameters I'll obviously modify, which is livekit API, then livekit secret. I'm not still sure what are the parameters that it receives, so I will just simply control click on this again and check what are the parameters that's in the constructor. First one is API key, second one is API secret, third one is options. And what are the options? I'll click on this. It takes name, identity, and other metadata. Again, I'll go back again. Okay, the first one is livekit API, then livekit secret, then the user info that we have received, user information. Yeah. Now, what is this throwing? Okay, the spelling is wrong. It is supposed to be livekit secret. Cool. Now, once we have got this access token over here, what we are going to do, we are going to provide this grant that we have received as a parameter to this access token. So I'll do access token dot add grant and grant. Once we have provided this grant, I'll simply just return await, and we already have this async function, right? So I'll just convert this access token to JWT. Now let's use this create access token function somewhere over here. So I'll do const token equals to await create access token. And what were the parameters? First one was user info and second was grant. So let's create the grant first. So I'll do const grant equals to, this will be some type object. Here I'll have the room name, which is a room name, then room join to true, then can publish to true. And what other thing, we can allow the user to publish some messages, we can allow the user to publish data, can publish data to true, can subscribe to true. That should be fine. Or another thing we can do, can update on metadata to true. You can find all the examples in the livekit's official repo. And now as the parameters, what we can pass in this create access token, the first one is identity, which is user ID, then name is user ID. Here we already have it, user info, identity, and name. And the second parameter was grant, which is the grant itself, this one. What is this throwing? Okay, user ID can be null. Okay, we can put a check over here in case user ID is null. So I'll do if no user ID is there, throw new error, missing user ID. That should be fine. Now, instead of sending this message room name, I'll simply send the token over to frontend. So I'll first do room name and the token and status to 200. Cool. Now let's check this out. What I'm going to do, I'm going to go to this page and refresh. It is giving internal server error. Okay, because we have not updated this env locals. So I'll just quickly update this API keys. Now, once I have updated this API keys, I'll just simply clear this up and restart the server. And I'll just simply give it a quick refresh. Yes, the response is having the room name and the token. For the front-end design, I already have the code, which I'm just simply going to copy paste over here. And the packages that are required to install is this Livekit components React. Yes, Livekit provides a component library as well for your ease of development. So I'll simply install it using Livekit components React, npmi the package name, and another package is Livekit client, where you get this additional hooks and everything. And I'll install this, and this one which is throwing us this red is a component library by shardcn. For that we have to simply do npx shardcn init. This is a component library that Vercel suggests that we should use in Next.js. I'll simply use this default things. Okay, and I'll simply have to do npx shardcn add button. Since we are using this button component, we can simply use this button command to install only that specific element. And this error should be gone in a moment. Yep. Now what we can do, npm run dev. I'll explain you every single line in this front end, what this is doing exactly. In the API, this is supposed to be API generate token. So let's just start from the start. This part of code is importing all the required components from Livekit's component library. This one is for only styling part for this Livekit's components. This one is for Livekit's media device failure support. This is for the button that we are going to be having in our front end. I'll just simply open it over here, localhost and 3000 on the slash. I'll simply open it over here and you'll be able to see. Yeah. Okay, we are having this issue because we have not installed this styles package. We forgot to install it. So I'll just simply quickly install this, expand, and here npm. I'll first clear it. This looks messy. I'll quickly install it. Yeah, this is done. And once I refresh, this should be all right. Okay, we have to restart the server. Restart. Yeah, this is here. So let me now continue explaining what we are doing. So here we have four states. The first one is having all the details about the room that we are supposed to join right now. The second one is a Boolean parameter. This is just indicating that if we are able to join this room, if we should join this room or not. Third one is the errors that we might face. Fourth one is the loading state in case we are just loading, awaiting the room details or not. This one is the user ID. I already talked about this, right? In the URL query params, we are having this user ID, which is supposed to be persistent throughout this session. So here we have this user ID. In the use memo hook, we are simply generating 5 characters, 5 random numbers, and user hyphen, we are appending this string. So user hyphen something dot 5 numbers. This is supposed to be our random user ID. We could also simply do UUID, fine. Now here we have a function called handle connect, which is when we click on this connect to voice assistant or voice agent, this is fired. What it does is that it generates the token using the method that we implemented just over here. Once it gets the token, it first parses the data and it checks if this matches this format or not. Let me again take you through this to just verify this. I'll zoom in a bit, and pretty print. This is the room name key. This is the token key. This is just verifying if this is having room name and token key to be exact or not. Once this satisfies this, it will again check if this response is okay or not. If this response is not okay, this will simply set this error, fail to connect to the server while grabbing the token or something, and this will immediately return. This will not move forward. If this is not the case, it will just simply add this data, whatever data we have, including the room name and token, to this state called set room details, and it will just simply add this boolean that we discussed, that if we should connect to the server or not, we should move forward or not. This will make this true. In case any fallback error happens, it will simply make this error message updation and it will tell us that we should not move forward. And finally, once we are done, we will simply do set loading is true, false. Cool. Now, here we have some text, AI voice assistant and everything. Now here in case we have not got this connected permission or we do not have any kind of room details, this is our first state where we are having this button connect to voice agent. Now, once we click this, let me click this again. I'll zoom out just a bit. Once we have got this data and everything, I'll simply go back. This is now false. So we hop into this ternary and this is now being rendered Livekit room. Here, the only thing that we need to provide is this server URL, which is our WSS endpoint. And we have audio equals to true and video equals to false, which signifies that we are only working on the audio. Now, here we have should connect, which is our boolean as connect, and the token that we already grabbed in our endpoint. We got this token, right? So we are passing this token as well as if we should connect boolean or not. Now, on media device failure, you would have this. And what is this function? This is the function that we had from here. This is the type, and this function decides that if our media devices has failed or not. This will just simply give you a fallback QI that your devices is not working. And additionally, we are having some more modules here. This is connection status, voice visualizer, controller bar, room audio renderer. You can just simply check this out. I'll drop the GitHub link down below. This is the bar visualizer. This is again provided by this Livekit's component React. So this bar visualizer is working using this React hook, which is giving us the state and the audio track. Let us now try out the front end. Here I'll click on connect to voice agent. This will hop in, but this is not having the agent in the room itself. In order to have the agent here, in the Python, the terminal has closed due to inactivity. So I'll open up another bash terminal. Here I'll do source vnb bin activate. And then inside that, what was the command? Python, and the file name was agent.py, and then start. What this is doing is that in the start command, we are having agents.cli, then run app. It is spawning an worker with our entry point. What is this entry point? The entry point is having some context, which is created on top of this job context. And this is creating a session, which is creating an agent session using OpenAI Realtime. And the voice is Coral. So I'll switch to one of my favorites, which is Ash. So I think our front end is almost ready. So let's try this out. I'll click on connects to voice agent,
Hello.
and this
How
should
can
give me something.
it seems like your message got cut off. Could you
Oh,
please repeat
can you
or
hear me?
clarify? Yes, I can hear you. How can I assist you today?
What are the languages that you can speak?
I can communicate in a variety of languages, including but not limited to English,
Okay.
Spanish, French.
From India, what are the languages that you are capable of speaking?
I can speak several languages from India, including Hindi, Bengali, Tamil,
তুমি
Telugu,
বাংলা
Marathi.
বলতে পারো তার মানে?
হ্যাঁ, আমি বাংলা বুঝতে পারি। আপনি যদি বাংলায় কথা বলেন, আমি বুঝতে পারবো
तुम्हें
এবং
हिंदी भी
আপনার
आता है क्या?
हाँ, मैं हिंदी में बात कर सकता हूँ। आपको हिंदी में किस तरह की मदद चाहिए?
¿Tú hablas español?
Sí, hablo español. ¿En qué puedo ayudarte?
Okay, that's great.
I'm glad you think so. How can I assist you further?
Okay, so I have muted the mic for now, and let's see, let's fix this black screen here. I'll just simply move my mouse over here to see what is the element that's causing this. This could be this class name called LK room container. So let's try to apply this background color as white. Yes, this is working fine. So now I have to find this exact color theme that is behind this. So the color is not our priority, but the UI, if not made perfect, that is somewhat clicking. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to simply go back to my React. Here I'll find my global CSS and I'll start implementing this. Here in the room container, what I'm going to do, I'm going to implement this. What was this variable name? Here we have this variable name is right. LK, yep. Let's see. This is the dark one. I have to find the actual one. Let's see what's the background color name. This is color, normal color, and I have to check the background color. So search for background. I made this white, but before that it was variable lk-bg. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to simply copy this, and in my React, I'll simply do change the value to transparent. And if not working, I'll simply put important. Let's see. So I'll first refresh and let's check it out first. Yep, working. Hey, what's up? Can you hear me again? We're back.
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear. Glad to have you back.
Cool.
How can I assist?
Cool, cool. Okay, shut up, please. I have to implement an agent in Livekit. Would you be able to help me with that?
Absolutely. I can help with that.
Okay,
What
never
kind
mind.
of function?
Never mind. I'll disconnect it for now. Cool. Now, I'll close this Python server for now and let's implement this agents. So for this, I have installed some additional packages, which is called Livekit agents. And these are some additional packages that Livekit suggested me. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use this decorator called function underscore tool, and which has to be imported from Livekit agents. So here's this auto suggestion coming up. So I'll just simply implement it from my own. I'll use @function underscore tool. Now inside this, whatever function I use would be considered as a tool for this agent. So I'll do define what? Get weather, something like get weather. And this will have access to self. And inside this, what I can do simply random, and I'll have to import random over here. I'll simply do import random. I'll make two choices which can be randomly picked. So I'll do random dot choice, and it could be either it's sunny over, or it's sunny, or maybe it's rainy, it's snowy, which could be any one of them. Now we can make this async function, but that's not necessarily needed. But since the documentation says so, I'll just simply do it. And I'll probably make another function tool, and let's name this async dev get news. Okay, let's go with the suggestion itself, self. And why I'm hard coding this, you could implement your API calls over here. So I'll just simply do this. You would do request dot get your API endpoint or whatever the user says, grab some latest news or everything. You can implement anything and everything over here. I'm just simply returning some random things. So I'll simply again do random dot choice, and I'll simply accept the auto completion. Now let's run this over again and ask for the recent news. So I'll do Python agent.py and the start command. Cool. Now let's check it out. I'll go here. I'll click on AI voice assistant. Hey, could you tell me some recent news?
There was an earthquake in California recently. Would you like more details on this or other news stories?
Give me another news, please.
A new movie has been released. Are you interested in learning more about it or hearing about
Cool.
other
Now if you
news?
see, these news are being picked from here. So this tool is now being called. So I'll try the weather tool now. Can you tell me what's the weather in California?
The weather in California is
Okay,
currently
wonderful.
rainy.
Yep.
Would you like more details on the
It's wonderful
forecast
tree,
or
but see
information
the
about another
context.
location?
See, the context will be maintained now. If I again ask for the weather of California, it's not gonna randomly pick. It's gonna maintain the context. I'll again ask for the weather in California. What's the weather in California again? I missed it actually.
The weather in California is currently rainy. Would you like more information on this or anything else?
Okay, never mind. Just give me the latest news for today and we'll leave. Hey, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. How can I assist you today?
मुझे अभी ताज़ा खबर बता दो आज का.
आज की ताज़ा खबर ये है कि एक नया फिल्म रिलीज हुआ है। क्या आप इसके बारे में और जानकारी चाहेंगे?
नहीं, बस ठीक है. So this was a quick demo about how you can implement this real-time multilingual AI voice assistant with multiple tools, with agents and everything. as quick as possible using your own Python backend and your own Next.js frontend. I hope you liked this video. If you did, make sure to put a like on this video and subscribe to the channel.